Well, that could have gone better. Why does it seem like every time we approach a new planet, we always get shot down? Look at that. There's the poor remains of our little drop ship that we tried to land on this planet with before we were so rudely shot down by our very own ship from the last season. Can you believe this? It's in pieces. It's on fire. I wish we had a fire extinguisher at this point. But welcome to Space Engineers Survival 2025, everybody. We are marooned on this Earth-like, similar to Earth-like planet in this, what seems to be this valley. There's some sort of ship up there. You have an independent contractor, so you can already see we've got some mods enabled here, and I'll go over that a little bit later. But for now, let's see what we have to begin with. So we're starting with this, well, this remains of this ship right here, which is the Espresso's Pride from last season. We tried to land it on this planet. It was shot down. We crashed pretty hard, but we survived. Let's see what we've got inside the ship. We've, of course, got a med kit. So if we take any damage, we can use that to help us out just a little bit. We've got an S10 pistol and 3 magazines, which could come in handy, depending on if we get attacked by anything. Not that that'll actually take out a Reaver or anything like that. And we've got some basic tools in case we need them. Now, I do actually have basic tools on me as well, so we don't actually need those right at the start, but you know, in case we run into that issue, we have an extra set of tools, which is always handy. In addition to that stuff, we actually have over here this red beacon, which is a survival kit with a small little battery right there. It's shining so that we can find it. And yeah, so we have a little survival kit there. In case we die, we'll respawn in this area, which is good. By the way, this is going to be a scenario in case any of you want to download it. Check out the description and you can download this scenario and play along yourselves. However, please no spoilers in the comments section below, because there is a little bit of lore to this scenario that we're going to discover later. Speaking of lore, we actually do have a little piece of lore over, where is it? Somewhere over there. The distress beacon. If you were watching the 2024 survival series, you'll know that we ended on the outskirts of this planet, and the distress beacon was one of the little mysterious things we saw. So at some point in this episode, or maybe even in the next episode, we'll go and check out that distress beacon, see what that's about, and see what needs to be done there. As far as our stats go in the bottom left, we have no hydrogen, which is not a great thing. We have no hydrogen bottles. If I look inside here, let's check to see what else we have, if we have anything. We do actually have a couple of steel plates, a large steel tube, and a construction component, but not enough to do much with. And we also have some ammo inside this Warfare Gatling gun. So we do actually have a functional gun and a little bit of ammo in case we want to do something with that. So that can always come in handy. Very good. But no hydrogen, which is bad. And this ship as well, it is a hydrogen ship, but it's out of hydrogen as well. Which probably the worst part of that is that we're going to have to hear fuel critical every time we hop out of here until we get ourselves some hydrogen. This as well, I don't think has, yeah, no hydrogen coming from this guy. Not that there would be any with no hydrogen tank attached to that. We could potentially, one of our first things we might want to try is finding an ice lake. There could be one around here somewhere. We also need to at some point find some ores. That's going to be important. But I would say the first point of business is going to be setting up some sort of base. Now, if we can find some iron at any of these, I don't know if that's an ore spot. Oh, I just realized I have no hydrogen. I can't do my tactic of flying up really high and looking down to see if there's any ores. So yeah, we're gonna have to actually go around and look for it the old-fashioned way. We could build a rover just with the stuff that's on this. It wouldn't be too difficult. Let me see, do we have, yeah, we're gonna have some large steel tubes from this, this hydrogen thruster. So that could give us a rover. And this thing did have an ore detector. Oh yeah, it still has an ore detector. That didn't die in the crash, so that's good. Right, yeah, so we could potentially I'm gonna turn this on. No, it already is on. Okay. We could potentially build a little rover. And in fact, that might not be a bad idea, just so that we can go and check out where some ores are and find a potential starting location. If we can't find any amazing stuff, I might just go ahead and plop down my roots right here, which is never a bad idea. Actually, you know what? I think that might be what we do. So let's go ahead and grind down one of these guys. Now our grinding speed is going to be a little bit slow. We're using 2 times grinding speed and 2 times welding speed in our settings. It's actually not as slow as I thought it would be, but I don't think it's as fast as I'm used to. I usually go on 5 times settings. And we might actually upgrade that a little bit later in the series. I talked about this in the last series. Oops, we dropped some stuff. That we think about finding some way to actually upgrade our equipment along the way in the series. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing. So while we're at 2% right now, we might eventually upgrade that as a way to buff our character further than just upgrading the actual welder and grinder. So let's get a little bit of these items right here, and we're gonna build just a very small rover with a very small ore detector on it so that we can go around, because again, no hydrogen is not a good way to start. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put down a little landing gear here. So let's go ahead and plop that down right there. That's gonna lock on. It's not an amazing lock, but it's gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and put a block up like this. And we're gonna have to be a little bit creative here with how we put things, because we can't fly. Although what I could do is place something like that so I can actually get up here and work from there. So we'll go out 1 like that on each side, and then we'll move back like this as well. And we'll go maybe, I don't know, we'll go about that long for our little rover. Out 1 on each side like so. Let's get some wheels. I think we might go for a 2x2 wheel, because I don't use the 2x2 wheels very often. And we have a chance here to use them. So we're gonna use our right wheels on the right side. This is one of the things that you guys always tell me, is that the wheels must be used on the correct side, and they must be in the correct orientation, no matter what I think. So there we go. 1 wheel right there and 1 wheel right there. It's gonna be a long car, but it'll be a nice car, I think. And let's use our left wheels on the other side. So there we go. Oh, I'm always placing them upside down, so let's go ahead and remove that there. Place this one the other way, and we have a car. Boom, easy. No, we're gonna actually need some battery power and something like that. You know, that's one thing I actually didn't take stock of, is our power. How much power do we have on this guy? Not much, considering it's just a small battery. That's gonna be depleted at some point. It's got 19% stored power, not amazing. And then this guy, let's see what we have on this. This has 4 small batteries, and they're all at almost max stored power. So these are all, this is a good sign. We actually have a lot of power on this ship. Even though they're small batteries, they'll last us a little bit. Now, I'm not gonna, with that power, I'm not gonna go wild assembling things, but it will last us a little bit in case we need to assemble some stuff. Like maybe we need to assemble enough stuff to make a small battery for this guy, for instance. You know what? I think I'm gonna actually remove this, because I wanna do something interesting with this. I think we're actually gonna go 1 more on each side so that we can have an even centered ship. So it's an even number of blocks in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of just 1, 2, 3. And that's gonna give us some options when we're looking at our cockpit. So we'll be able to use stuff like these, maybe these saddle cockpits. I really rarely use those. Those will be interesting to use. You know what? Maybe I will try this saddle cockpit. I really rarely use this guy. It's made for motorcycles, I think, but let's give it a try. Let's throw our saddle cockpit. I don't want to throw it right there, but we'll throw it right here, maybe. There we go. There's our compact saddle cockpit. Very nice. And I think let's go ahead and weld up some of these blocks. Now you'll see, again, the welding is very slow, but it's not going to be that way forever. It's just while we start, it's going to be a little bit like this. And while we're welding this stuff, let me talk about the mods that are in this world, because they are very similar to the last series, actually, but we do have a couple of added ones that I think are going to add some added fun. So for starters, we've got the mods that we always run, which are going to be sneaky sounds, you know, stuff like build vision, which is the one that allows you to use control to look at this stuff and control things just from here instead of going into it. We have Space Just Got Real and Screen Gunk Be Gone. These are 2 that I often run just because I like the look that they give the game. You guys already saw the ship that was flying around, so we do have the Parallax mod, the Independent Contractors mod, the Ember mod, which is one that we didn't have last series, as well as the Prava Heavy Industries mod, which is one I've actually never used, but it kind of goes along with that to add some traffic to the world. Just, you know, not really hostile stuff, but just some traffic that flies around. Very nice to see. We've got another new mod in here, which is the Trade Operators Coalition, which should add some trade stations that spawn around the world, which will be an interesting one. And then we've got Reavers, of course, which I find is a good little PvE combat mod to add to the world. In addition to those encounters mods, we also have AI enabled as well as crew enabled, which allows little AI bots to spawn on the grids that are going to spawn around here. So that ship right there that was flying by probably had little AI bots running around, which is going to be really cool when we finally actually go to take out like a base or something like that. And we also have, oh, something spawned there. Yeah, that probably has little AI people running around, which I think is going to be so cool when we actually, you know, when we take down one of those things or go to a base or something like that. It'll be an interesting dynamic. And along with crew enabled, we also have one surprise mod that we'll talk about if it ever comes into play. I'm not going to say what it is, but if you play the scenario, you'll probably see it in the mod list. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. We also have unlimited speed, which you can't see because I don't have my jetpack, but we have unlimited speed, which I always like to run, as well as... is there any other ones? There's paint gun and there is easy block renaming. I think that's all of the mods that we have in this world. So yeah, that's the world. Those are the mods. If you want to play along, again, check the description for the scenario and play along with the mods I have. Okay, let's get this going. We only technically need to weld up like 2 of these wheels and then it'll be fine. So the first 2 right here can turn, and then the back 2 here can just stay unwelded, and they should still work as wheels. They just won't drive. They won't give any propulsion or anything like that. So let's go ahead and right-click that, right-click that, right-click this, and right-click this to add them to our build planner. And if I press G, yeah, we can see what we need for all this stuff. But we're gonna need lots of steel plates, construction components, large steel tubes, and motors. So let's actually, how do I want to do this? What we could do is we could just go ahead and grind down some of this stuff and throw it inside a container, just for now, just so that we can see what we have to play with. And that might not be a bad idea. So let's go ahead and do that, grinding down a little bit of this ship here. It's the end of the Espresso's pride, unfortunately, but it got us to the ground in one piece. And you know what they say, any successful landing, no, that's not the phrase. Any landing you can walk away from is a successful landing. Any landing that you can fly after that is like an ultra success. I don't know, you guys know the quote. Please let me know what it is in the comments. Correct me. But yeah, let's keep doing this. Get those motors from the conveyor tubes there. Don't want to break that one because that is actually what's holding it to the ground. Not that it'll fly away. We do have gravity, but yeah, I'll leave that one be for now. Let's go ahead and toss these things into, I guess we'll toss them into here. Oh man. Yeah, our inventory space is a lot less than I'm used to. This is part of the thing I was talking about earlier where we will eventually expand these inventory sizes after we, I don't know, gain XP or something. I'll figure it out along the way. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. But they won't stay super small for long. It's just kind of the early game. I want to give that little bit of challenge, since this is, what, this is probably the 5th survival series we've done on the channel. Or no, this is the 6th, because we did the season 1, season 2, season 3, then we did the 2021, then we did 2024, and this is 2025. So yeah, this is the 6th survival series we've done. So at this point, we need a little bit of a challenge, if you know what I mean. All right, let's go ahead and throw this stuff in here. Luckily, this does have a decent bit of storage for us. Oh, actually, no, it went in here. Oh, do we have a full cargo? Oh, shoot, we actually have a full cargo container down there. Well, that's nice to see. Okay, we might actually have enough stuff already. The motors are really what I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and middle mouse button, and it does say all components withdrawn. So let's see if we can actually build these things up. So here is one of the wheels, and oh gosh, you can see how long that takes right there. We should be able to get ourselves a better welder relatively quickly. I don't remember what it requires, but we can really quickly go over and check in just a second. Let's get this one built up here. And then with the suspension built up in just a second, we will have the 2 front wheels. Perfect. Okay, 2 front wheels operational. Now what we don't have, is a, I'm actually gonna plop one of those right there as like a brake in case it tries to drive. We don't have a battery, and we don't have the seat built up. So the seat, let's hold off on the seat real quick. I do want to check, what if I go into our survival kit and go into production and then try to make, oh, looks like I can build a S10, but what if I tried to make, oh no, I can't even build a better grinder or welder. I need the basic assembler in order to do that. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait on the better welder until we get those things. So let's middle mouse, or let's right click that to put it in our build planner. See if we can build that. We're gonna require the displays and computers. What we could do is we could salvage this guy, the fighter cockpit, but let's hold off on that and see if it comes to that. It might, because not a lot probably has displays. These are there. I remember this ship had some tiny, yeah, our fuel's critical, I know. I remember this ship had some tiny cargo containers, and those do have displays, but only one. You know what? It's entirely possible that the only thing that has displays is going to be this, which has 4. Unfortunately, if we take that, we're going to lose our ability to grab... Oh no, this is not our only way to grab power. We can grab power from the survival kit. Okay, we're fine. Everything is good. So let's go ahead and fill up our power here one last time. And then let's try and maybe get a battery on that ship. There we go. So we now have a cockpit right here. The last thing we need is the batteries. So for our batteries, we could go with a big battery. If we did, we'd stick it probably right here, but we probably don't need... Well, do we want the large battery? Probably go for the warfare battery because I like the look. Why not? It's only 20 power cells. Let's go ahead and attempt to stick that right there. Now, we're not going to get any power cells from the ship, so we're actually going to have to make 20 power cells in here. And hopefully we have the power to do that. Let's go into production. And we can't make power cells either, really. Well, that's a sad realization. Okay, after learning of that realization, it looks like we can't actually build the ship right now. What we're gonna have to do is build at least a tiny base right here to get a basic assembler, and then we can build the power cells required for this. Now, we could, if we wanted to, maybe try and like harvest one of the batteries from there and like plop it on here with a merge block or something like that. But I think that might be a little bit much for right now. So let's just go ahead and start building a little tiny base. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be, revolutionary. It just needs to be a little thing, and maybe we'll stick it, maybe we'll just plop it right there. So we'll go base blocks on the ground, and we'll just go probably a 3x3 like this, and then we're gonna go with probably we'll start with our power block. So for our power block, we're gonna have to do a windmill most likely. We can do a windmill and we can do a solar panel. Those are our 2 options. I think the windmill is probably our easiest option. And with the windmill, the higher up you are, up to I believe 8 blocks, the more power it's going to generate. So we're going to want to get it at least a little bit high. We don't have the jetpack, so it's not going to be perfect, but we can at least get a little bit up there. I mean, okay, if we plop it that high, that's not going to be that bad. It's going to require an interior plate to place down. So let's see if we can grab ourselves an interior plate off of the ship. Do you have an interior plate for us by chance? No. If we want one, we can of course get one from the medium cargo container. Can we get one from anywhere else? That would be easy. Steel plate. Oh, this has interior plates actually. So what we could do is we can get rid of this guy. And then we can start getting rid of some of these reinforced conveyor tubes, and that's going to give us a couple of interior plates. Is it enough? Probably not. And we do still need girders as well, which we're probably going to have to make in the survival kit. So let's go ahead and at least place our windmill while we're here. I guess we could put it higher if we really want to. This is getting ridiculous though at this point. This is basically starting out like a no-suit survival sort of deal. Let's get up here and see what this requires. So we'll go ahead and right-click this stuff. We actually had quite a few of these things, but we're not going to have the girders for this. So let's go down here and let's plop some girders into our little survival kit over here. So Mr. Survival Kit, I'm going to need you to produce me a couple of girders, 24 to be specific. So can you produce those? It's going to require some iron ingot, which is fine. We're going to drill. We're going to drill some iron. We're going to drill some rock. When we drill rocks, that's going to allow us to create some ingot.
Critical.
Yep, I know our fuel's critical. It's not my primary concern right now. Let's grab as much rock as we can here. We'll toss it in the survival kit and see if that battery has enough juice to get us going. I don't think I can easily plop this in there. Where is the where's the opening for this? Is it over here? Yeah, perfect. Okay, we'll plop the stones in there. We'll go into production and we'll say, build us as much ingot. Where's ingot? Yeah, there. Build us as much ingot as you possibly can and prioritize that. Or maybe prioritize it like that. That should be fine. Yes, okay, we have started making girders. So I'm gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna grab a couple more stones. And this is the early game of Space Engineers, everybody. The stone collecting. We do it in every series. However, actually, I don't think in 2024 we did stone collecting because we were on Europa. And there's no stone on Europa to gather. So we really didn't gather a lot of stone throughout the entire series. The only stone we would have collected was in space. Just a little wild for Space Engineers. Got a couple girders going. Very nice. Let's continue getting a little bit of stone. Okay, we got an inventory full of stone. Let's go ahead and plop it in there. So far we have 7 girders. I'll go ahead and bring those up there. And I'll grab a couple of motors while I'm at it because I know we need a couple more motors up there too. So motors, you will be coming with me. You guys are, oh, you guys are locked in the cockpit. Well, if you're locked in the cockpit, I might as well just free you here. I'll go inside this little container. I can collect all that. All right, up here with this guy, we've got enough motors. We just don't have the girders. For this, which is fine. We're building up the girders. We just need to give it a second. Beautiful area, by the way. Let's stop and take a look at where we are. So I don't think we have yet. We're in a very beautiful area. You actually see like a crest of a planet over there, or a moon or something. We've got a nice mountain range. Pretty much all around us we've got mountains. It looks like we're in a grassy area here, but we're very close to where the snowy area is over there. I think I saw the snow as I was coming in. For that crash landing that I so expertly navigated and managed not to explode. But yeah, it looks like we're in a bit of a green area amidst all the snow, which is very nice. Do we see any other planets from here? Oh, okay, there we go. We have some sort of moon maybe, or something like that over there. We've got another planet over there, another one right there. We've got another one right there. Maybe something right there to the side of it. And of course, we've got the sun right there. You can never miss the sun. But yeah, we've got a lot of planets to go explore. Oh, maybe even something right there too. A lot of planets to go explore in the future. I got a couple comments from you guys in the last series when I was asking what we should do for this one, of people saying they wanted to see some sort of, well, we ran out of power. Some sort of exploration series, which I think would be cool. Let's bring these up there real quick. We're probably gonna end up moving that survival kit onto the ship right there because it's got a little bit more power than that one does, with 4 batteries instead of the 1. But yeah, so we might end up doing a little bit of exploration in this series. I don't think we're going to stay on the planet the entire time like we did last series. We pretty much were on Europa the entire go, which, you know, we never really ran out of stuff to do on there. But yeah, I think this one's going to be a little different. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. In episode 1, it's impossible to tell what episode, you know, what we'll be doing episode 15, for instance. Okay, let's grab all this stuff, and then we're going to start grinding down this starter base stuff here. This spawn area. If I grind that down, I'm going to lose the power cells, but I don't really care since this battery is out of power anyway. I'm not going to use it for anything else. So let's go ahead and grind this stuff down, and then we'll go ahead and grind down the survival kit. Which this is a very dangerous part of the series. Oh, we'll grind this down too, freebies. The dangerous part of the series, if we die here, we don't respawn anywhere. We'll respawn, where will we respawn? I don't know, what the closest, well, technically the closest survival kit would be on the AMG Snowstorm. Which, by the way, let's talk about the AMG Snowstorm, the ship that we came from, while we're plopping this into position. Which for now will be, I don't know, back here. So the AMG Snowstorm is what we were on right at the start in the opening cinematic, and it seems to be against me now, because I was coming down in this ship right here, and the AMG Snowstorm opened fire on me, which is not a friendly thing to do. I built that ship after all. It's very mean of it to open fire on me. So I don't know what the state of the AMG Snowstorm is right now. If it's still up there, or if it has been stolen, or, you know, if it's been destroyed. I have no clue. I really just kind of have to hope that it's somewhere out there. It has antennas, but the antennas are only, I believe, 50 kilometers, and we're on a planet. It was in space, so that was probably like 150 kilometers away. In other words, there's no chance that the AMG Snowstorm would be visible from here. You know, just visually or antenna wise. Let's go into production right there. I don't know how many we made. We'll just, no, not 200. That's left over from the other series where I was just spam clicking everything that I wanted. Okay, ingots. We'll go ahead and spam as many of those as we can. And then I'll put this stuff back in there as well. Okay, so the batteries have 52 minutes of power if we're producing the entire time, so that should be good. We should have enough time to at least build our renewable source of power right there, which is the big stepping stone in getting this series underway. Let's get a little bit more stone while we're at it in our little mine over here, and we'll continue filling up that survival kit so that we can get that windmill up and running. All right, heading back with a full, almost, well, not even a full inventory, but you know, some. Let's see what we've got. We've got 5 girders. Let's go ahead and run those up to here and see what that leaves us with needing. All the way to the top. Yep, 5 girders. We're gonna need another 10 rather. I can't do math apparently. We need another 10 girders, which means probably 1 more load of stone and we'll be good. So let's get that stone. If I remember correctly, on the Earth-like planet here, the lower you go into the ground, the more stone you get. I don't know if that's... I think you get bigger stone chunks when you go lower. Yeah, I've got to be, because it's filling up faster now that I've gone a little bit lower there into the rock area instead of into the grass area. So let's go ahead and plop that into our little survival kit here. And let's see. So we've got 6 girders. We need another 4 girders, and we'll have the renewable power right there, which is good. Then we could, if we wanted to, heck, we could remove the survival kit and place it on this base. If we wanted to. Okay, we should have all those girders done, so let's go ahead and right-click that to stop it, and let's grab all of our girders, and we can run all the way to the top so that we can plop these girders into our renewable windmill, and boom, we now have renewable power on this base, and that is getting 323 kilowatts of power, which is very good. How much power does the survival kit use? 323 kilowatts versus 200. So we could run the entire survival kit on the base if we want to. And do we want to? I think we might. Let's check this out. If I put the survival kit right there, for instance, it's going to require a display and then the 3 medical components, which we have in this survival kit right here. So in fact, yeah, we could, let's do that. Let's go ahead and put the survival kit on the big base instead of on this. So it's got the renewable power source. We're gonna have a starter base setup. There we go. Survival kit, I put it backwards. And just like that, now we're gonna have a survival kit on this base that we can use to regain our power and to get us started. Man, we're really gonna need to find a source of hydrogen, aren't we? So we can actually fly around. That'd be very nice. I guess oxygen we don't really have to worry about, so that's an interesting thing. We spent the entire last season worrying about oxygen and, you know, filling our rooms with oxygen for pressurization, but on the Earth-like planet, you don't need to do that. That's very nice. You might need to do that on the moon over there, but over here, not a concern. Not even a slight bit. Okay, we're gonna want to put a battery on here. Are we? Well, really what we want to do is we want to get that basic assembler running. So basic assembler. Right here. Nope, that's the basic refinery, basic assembler. We're gonna want to plop that right there. Now, what's that gonna require? So that's gonna require, yeah, computers is the hard part. It's gonna require 80 computers. But if we can go ahead and rush this, then we can build our little car and we can have a drive around, see if there's anywhere we would rather set up. Really, I'd rather set up on some iron. I think that would be ideal. If there's iron around us even, that would be good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click this, and then I believe if I shift middle mouse button, is it shift middle mouse button? Yeah, so if I shift middle mouse button, it's gonna throw all the components into production, and that's gonna require actually a lot of iron. Yeah, actually that's gonna require more iron than I'm willing to do. So let's go ahead and take out the metal grids, or sorry, the steel plates. We'll take out these, we'll take out the motors, and we'll just worry about the computers and the displays. That'll be a little bit easier. We need a lot less iron for those things. Okay, and then let's go back over here and start grinding down some more of this stuff. So we do actually have, well, this only has 4 computers, but we do actually have an almost complete hydrogen tank. It doesn't have any hydrogen in it. It's empty, but it does have, it is a hydrogen tank that we could use if we wanted to make a hydrogen ship. So that's good. It's got a lot of materials in it. Let's go ahead and try and grind down some of this stuff here. For really we need steel plates and construction components. So each one of these blocks is going to be 1 steel plate, which saves us a lot of iron that we have to go and collect. So let's really try and get as much of this iron as we can. Now this guy, this little ore detector, I'm just going to take this off and put it on our little car, because that's really what our car is for, is the ore detecting. We're going to throw it right there on the back. Can I give it a higher range? I don't think so. Yeah, the small grid range is very small. It's only 50 meters, but it's fine. It's better than nothing. I think it's about the same range as our hand drill. Let's go ahead and take everything that we've got and run it up to see what we still... Oh no, not run it up. We only need to run it over here. See what we need left over. So we still need more steel plates. We need a couple motors, which I'm sure we can find. And we need the computers. Man, we have pretty much gutted this ship, and it's still got a lot on it. It's got these O2H2 generators, which are gonna no doubt come in handy. Do they have ice in them, though? I don't think they did. We didn't see any ice when we were doing the scan of the entire ship grid. So probably no ice here. That would be very nice, though, so that we could actually fly around. But yeah, we'll have to wait until we find an ice lake, which hopefully there is one nearby. Oh, it looks like we've got an independent contractor flying over us. Nice. Again, these guys are not hostile, not unless we really attack them. So they're probably just going to be chilling there throughout the series until we decide we want to go and fight one of them or something like that. They do have bases that will spawn around here. The independent contractors, Parallax, some of the other mods as well. There are bases that'll spawn that we can go and fight. So if any of those spawn, which will probably happen after we start driving around here, we'll probably see one of them near us. Then we'll, you know, think about going and attack it. That's not a bad idea. We'll definitely be a big boost of materials to take out one of those bases. Okay, so how many computers do we have? So we're looking at 6. No, those are interior plates. We're looking at 7 computers so far. But other than that, we need to actually go and grab more stone, I think, to get the rest of them. So yeah, we need more computers and the one more motor. I thought I had given you a motor, but maybe not. Maybe I'm going crazy. Okay, I've gotten a little bit more stone, but it takes so long to mine with this level 1 drill. So what am I trying to do? Let's put that stone in here, and hopefully that's enough stone that we can get all the computers that we have left. I can maybe scrounge around, see if we can find a couple more computers in here. These don't require any, unfortunately, but I bet you that does. Yeah, that requires 1 computer. Happily accept that computer. Small battery, I don't want to get. 3 computers from this gyroscope. Don't mind if I do. Actually, you know what I might do? I might just throw the gyroscope directly onto this thing, because we are going to want a gyroscope on this ship, on this rover, because a rover without a gyroscope is a very hard to control rover. If you make rovers but don't add a gyroscope, just know that. Adding a gyroscope will change your life. Okay, how are you doing over here? Let's see what we've got in terms of, oh, we're missing... Oh no, okay, it's building. All right, we need another 19. Can you build another 19? Do we have enough stuff for 19 of these? Yeah, actually, I think we do. Okay, it's just a waiting game then. All right, we're just gonna wait for those 19 and hopefully a Reaver doesn't spawn. So yeah, the encounters mods we have are all those ones that are kind of chill unless you attack them. But then we've got Reavers, which Reavers, you know, once you have a little bit of a base going, you know, they likely wouldn't see this because it's a very tiny little structure. But once you have a little bit of a base going, you gotta worry about the Reavers coming in and trying to attack you. We fought a lot of the Reavers in the last series, and something tells me they've probably followed us to this system. We'll find out when they do their first attack. It could be at any moment. You never know when the Reavers will strike. All right, let's see if those computers are done. Yes, they are. Perfect. We need just another 3 computers. There's 1, there's 2, and there is 3. Perfect. 3 computers, and now we have a basic assembler. All right. Now, something tells me the basic assembler probably can't run with just that thing above us. What do you need? No, 280 actually. So we can run either the survival kit or the basic assembler. Let's go ahead and stop that and look at our basic assembler. So first thing I want to see in the basic assembler is, can you build me better tools? Yes, you can. Okay, the enhanced grinder is going to require cobalt, which I think we can't get from stone. We're going to need to find cobalt for that. But the enhanced drill, we can probably build. And the enhanced welder is also going to require cobalt. I'll go ahead and put them all on there, but I think the drill is probably the only one we're going to find that we'll be able to do. And then I think my order here is going to be, we want to go in here and we want to build 20 of these. And this is going to require, oh, that's going to eat all our silicon. Okay, let's hold off real quick because I'd like to get the drill first because the drill is going to help me out with actually mining more stone for us. So let's get the drill here. Now that we have the drill going, let's throw those in there. I'm gonna turn this off for just a second because they can't really run at the same time. And there we go, there's our enhanced drill. So let's go ahead and grab that. And then I can turn this back on. And I'm gonna turn off the assembler here real quick, because we need to run these like one at a time, pretty much, until we get another windmill up and running. So with our enhanced drill, we can go into G menu, grab our character tools, and pull down the enhanced drill into our drill section. So that's gonna allow us to basically get more bang for our buck. Whenever we mine, we're gonna get more stone for every little area we mine. So it should just go a little bit faster to grab stone. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. I'll grab a full load of stone before going back to our survival kit, and hopefully this will help us out. This will speed us up to getting those power cells for our little rover. Alrighty, let's go. So we have a full inventory now of stone, so almost 3K stone right there going into this. So we'll let that process all of the stone that it needs. And just real quick, how much, what do we need for our basic assembler? So you need 200 iron. So once we see that this has 200 iron, which shouldn't take too long. In fact, I'll plop all the iron in there. We should be able to turn this one off and turn this one on. So let's go grab more stone while we're waiting for this stuff. And I'm gonna cut all this out because I don't wanna just, you know, be grabbing stone the entire time. This is the boring early game stuff that you really, I mean, it's not that bad, but honestly, I think this early game is better than the early game used to. I don't know how many of you have played the really old Space Engineers where you spawn in that respawn ship and you kind of land the respawn ship and then you set up your base and then you have to like grind down the entire respawn ship before it disappears and then use the materials. That was an interesting way to play the game. They overhauled it, of course, with the survival kit and then grabbing stone to make materials. Really helps the early game. But it means there's a lot of, you know, tedious stone grabbing in the early game that you just kind of have to do once until you get your base set up. So do we have, no, not quite enough yet, but we're getting there. Okay, more stone it is.
Inventory.
Ooh, our first inventory full message. Very nice. Oh, we got fog. This is one thing that we never had on Europa is weather events, but on the Earth, like, it seems like we're gonna have some weather events coming in. We're getting a little bit of fog. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the bit rate of the video. We'll see. We'll see what happens. How's this looking? It's getting close. We almost have enough. Let that keep going. Does fog speed up or slow down the spinning of this, by the way? Doesn't really seem to have much of an effect yet. Although I will say it's going up a little bit, so that's good. Okay, just one more refine and we should be good with this. Okay, so let's shut this one down and shut this one on. There we go. And everything's very slow because we have, again, the assembler and the refineries are at realistic speeds. Which I think I like. I think I'm gonna keep them at realistic speeds so that kind of forces us to have more assemblers and refineries, which is gonna look cool. We're gonna have a big line of assemblers and refineries. Because usually you get like 4 assemblers and you're just done for the rest of the game. Like, you've got enough assemblers, you don't need any more. Get some speed modules on them and you're good. So this is creating our power cells. While that's doing that, let me make sure that I grab the rest of the stuff that we need for this. So we'll go ahead and right click and we will make sure our build planner doesn't have anything else in it. Grab as much as we can from there. And we're gonna need 2 computers. So there's everything except for the 2 computers. Then going over here, we'll plop the 2 computers into our production queue. Ooh, look, we have a wandering merchant. Nice. That's something I've never seen before because this is a new mod that I've never used, the trade coalition thing. So that's a wandering merchant and it's not red, which means we should be able to just go to it if we want to, and then we could do some trade stuff. Well, once we have a car, we can maybe do that. While we're running, we can't really do much. Is it gonna land near me? Like, how does this work? I have no clue. I guess we'll just keep an eye on it. Let's let this keep going a little bit more. I'm gonna make sure that I keep putting the nickel in here, the silicon. How much of those do we need in the assembler? 25 nickel. Oh man, with this weather, you can really see the moon that's over there. That's a beautiful view. Look at that. Just a big dot. Where's our trade thing doing? Okay, so it looks like it's gonna fly right past us. Maybe it doesn't land near us. I guess if you want to actually trade at it, you need like a little ship to go fly over to it or something like that. That is cool though. I really love that. Okay, let's throw this stone in here and let this process. We need like 24 nickel, so we're again gonna have to wait a long time. A long, long time. Our mine is actually becoming a cave, slowly but surely. Let's put a little bit more stone inside the stone eater. There we go. We're getting close to the nickel amount that we need. Actually, wait, we might have it. Yeah, we do have it. Hang on. Okay, turn you off. Turn you on. There we go. So that's gonna give us all of the power cells that we need. So we'll give that a second. let that do its thing. Bye-bye, wandering merchant. It was nice to see you. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I really want to like go to one of those things, but of course we need like a ship to do that. We can't do that with the Rover. Unless we try and jump that mountain and get really, really high up and like land somehow on that thing with like the ultimate dude perfect trick shot. I call this one the Merchant Rover. And there are the 6 that we needed. All right, so here we go. Now we have a working rover. We should, yeah, we do. Everything's turning green. It's a good sign. Okay, it's only got the 2 front wheels. I guess I could build the back wheels up. I don't know. What's it gonna require to build the back wheels up? Do we have the stuff? Let's see. If we do, I'll build it. If we don't, then I just won't worry about it. Should we concern ourselves with these fires at some point? You think that's a problem? Might be. Okay, there's a wheel. There is a wheel suspension. There is a wheel suspension. And there is a wheel. Yeah, we actually had everything. Very nice. Okay, so we have a fully functioning rover with a with an actual ore detector on it, and we have our little tiny base right here. What I want to do here real quick is turn this off and turn this on so that in the worst case, you know, Clang visits us and we explode, we can actually spawn at our survival kit here. So now that we have this rover, what I want to do is I want to go and check out the surrounding area and see if there are any like really good base locations that might have some ores that we can use. So let's hop inside our rover here. Oh gosh, it's very fast. Okay, hang on 1 second. We need to do some configuration here real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, I think I've got it. I've given them a speed limit and it has front wheel drive instead of all wheel drive. It's also got front wheel steering instead of all wheel steering as well. And the gyro allows us to kind of use our mouse to control a little bit as well. So we're looking for ores. Let's see if we can spot any. Maybe we'll go in this valley over here off to the left. Oh, should I mark my starting location? Just so I know where our grid is? Probably a good idea. Something that I always forget to do. Well, let's head back over here real quick and we'll drop a little waypoint. There we go, there's our little home waypoint, and let's head off into the unknown. So we're really just looking for an ore patch kind of around us to see if we can find some iron. And if we find cobalt, that'd be really good too, because that would allow us to upgrade our tools, which is something that we're in dire need of doing. So let's get on this little crest right here and see what we can spot. Anything, oh, hang on, is that an ore spot right in front of us? I don't remember exactly what ore spots on the planet look like. So I don't really know what I'm looking for, but we're gonna go this way and see what's over there. See if there's a nice ore spot. We can also find a rock. A rock would be good. A rock would give us at least something. Okay, if we can get on top of this little hill, we can maybe spot some stuff. I thought there was maybe an ore spot over here, but I'm not actually seeing anything. Once we see them though, I think they'll be obvious. So that's our little valley. And then the ore spots. If you were an ore spot, where would you be? Not really seeing much. Maybe something over here. Let's kind of go around this way and then we'll drive around on the left side, see if we can spot something up here. But we've got like a little low area down here, which might have some ores for us. Let's see if we can spot something. Not spotting anything over here. Okay, let's keep driving this way. Kind of towards that distress beacon. I don't think we're gonna go to that distress beacon in this episode just because it's really far away. Being 27 kilometers, that's a bit of a journey. So we might save that for the next episode or even the episode after if we just do base stuff next episode. But let's keep an eye out for some ore patches. I'm actually quite amazed that I haven't spotted any ores yet. I've gone in a full circle and we're just coming back to our base right here and we haven't yet spotted any ore. Oh wait, hang on. As I say that, we've got some iron right here. Okay, we've got a little bit of an iron patch right here, which means this is probably not a bad place to base. It's not that far from where we've put things down already. So we could even keep that base. I don't know. Let's put FE on our map here. GPS, new from current position. We'll call this FE. I like to name my ore spots with the periodic table element thing in alphabetical order. So if there was like magnesium, it'd be FEMG. EMG. Let's see if there's any magnesium, speaking of which. Iron. I think that might be only an iron deposit. Okay, so now that we know that there's a little bit of iron right there, it might not be a bad idea to base there. But let me do another quick sweep over here. We'll go around the base and we'll come back to the base toward the end. I want to see if there may be any other ore over here that we can rely on. Really, cobalt would be nice, magnesium, really anything, honestly. We need all the ores. We need to find them all. Maybe ores were a little too easy to find on Europa, and now I'm out of practice. So let's keep driving a little bit. We'll do just one big loop around, and we'll return to our base. Ooh, this is looking promising. We've got some rock over here. Maybe this is, maybe we've got some ores underneath. Yep, we got more iron over here. Awesome. Anything else other than the iron? I mean, I'm not gonna scoff at just iron. Just iron is good. We have 2 locations for iron, but I would rather find some other thing as well, if I'm not being too picky. This might even be a better place to base, actually, because it's got this nice little runway in front of us. What is my... what? Look at the way I'm sitting on this thing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Another GPS, new from current position. We'll call this one FE as well. FE2, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we have nickel as well. So we've got iron and we've got nickel. And cobalt. Oh, man. Okay. Well, you guys know what this is. Do I really have to say it? Well, cobalt. There's iron. And you guys know what there is? Nickel. Coffini. We have another Coffini area. That's amazing. Okay, well, maybe we'll build another Coffini base. Maybe we won't. We'll have to see how the series progresses. But if you guys want to see another Coffini base, let me know, and maybe we'll make it happen. This would actually be a really cool base. Not gonna lie. Look at that. It's got like a little cliff right there. Here, let's pop down over here. Gotta be a little careful because if we fall down the cliff, there's no getting back up. But yeah. Oh, this would be a cool base. Putting a base right there or something. It's not a bad idea. Just gonna climb up this a little bit, see what we have up here. Ooh, this is a beautiful base location. So if I built a base right here, kind of up on this thing, we still have high oxygen, so that's a good sign. We have a good view of the entire area. We could get some really nice solar panels. And what we could do is we could potentially have a garage that goes into the earth and then out over there, so you don't have to go down this whole thing with a rover every single time you want to go down. What is that? Oh, that's a rock. There's a rock over there. Right there. I think that's a rock. So you know what I might do? I might plop a block right here and say that this is where we're going to build our base. And we'll, you know, we'll probably make this our cool base. We ran out of steel plates, but could you imagine? I think this is going to be a really cool base location. Right next to the Coffini stuff. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's head back home here, and we're gonna go ahead and transfer everything from our little temporary base over here to our final base, which is over where that cobalt, iron, and nickel is. That's gonna be a really good base location, and I can already see all the possibilities of building over there. So let's get over here. We're gonna move our windmill, we're gonna remove our survival kit, and we'll grind down everything that we can that's on the little car, the ship. All right, here we are. Everything is still on fire. Can you believe that? Let's go ahead and stop ourselves right here. I think what I might do is transfer over the... oh man, the fire is so loud. I might transfer over this thing right here, the cargo container, onto the little rover, and that might make transferring things a little bit easier. So let's move everything that we can onto the connector and see how much of that we can move over to the connector. Move most of this over to the connector, and perfect. So with that, the connector should stay where it is if I remove this. Let's go ahead and remove our medium cargo container. Perfect. We're gonna move that over to this rover. And I think probably we'll move it over to here. It's a little lopsided, but it's gonna be fine. So we'll move it over to there. We're gonna go ahead and grind down, well, let's transfer everything that's in here over to that. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and grind down everything that's on the little ship here. Man, it's taken ages, but we're grinding down this entire ship so that we have all the components that we want from it. I thought about leaving it here as a beacon, but it fell off of the, well, it kind of fell apart a little bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and grind down everything that we can here, and we'll move over to our new base location. And hopefully we can end this episode with a good starter base on where we want to go from next episode and onward. Okay, we've got all the special blocks from the ship as far as I could tell, other than these batteries right here. I think I'm just gonna leave some of this stuff here because it takes so long to grind down. These, however, I can grind down pretty quickly. And then this stuff, I'll go ahead and make sure I have a full survival kit run, and then I'll grab everything from here and put it on board the thing, starting with the basic assembler. It's got stuff in it, but it'll just go in a drop container, which should be fine. Yeah, lots of steel plates, lots of computers for this guy. And there we go. There's the drop container. We can grab everything from there. Perfect. And we'll grab everything from inside our survival kit as well. Throw that on board this ship here, our little moving ship. And then let's, oh, the sun's going down too. We're almost at the end of our first day. Days are a little longer than they were in the last series. Days are 4 hours long, whereas in the last series they were 2 hours long for the majority of the series. I switched it to 4 hours long by the end of the series, but yeah. Oh, we have an independent contractor there with some hired guns. That's a little scary. Hopefully they're not hired to attack me. Let's go ahead and put this stuff. We'll keep this stuff on our person, I guess. And we'll leave this structure here as well. There's no sense destroying it. Let's head on over to our forever base location. Well, forever until the Reavers decide to attack us. Let's go over to our little Coffini area, which we'll see if we continue to call it the Coffini base. I don't know. I'm like, how much do I take from the last series? Do I keep it a Coffini base, or maybe do I just call it the main base from now on, since it will be our main base? Silicon, wait, hang on. Whoa. There's silicon under us. I never saw this stuff. Yeah, there's silicon right here. Okay, well, that's worth marking. View from current position, SI. We can maybe call this the Silicon Valley, because it is in the valley. Okay, let's head on over. I guess I shouldn't be too reckless. We do have our entire home on this little car. We really don't want to break that little container to my right. Okay, down here. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, no, that's the grid that I built. I was like, why do I see a grid off in the distance? No, that was my grid. It's okay. We're gonna come down here very nicely. Oh, it's bumpy. Gotta be careful. I'm way too reckless in a Rover. That's one thing I've noticed about myself. One little piece of personal criticism. I'm a little too reckless in a Rover. Okay, let's head up the mountain. There's our cobalt, there's our iron. And our base should be right up here. Oh, I don't know if we can make it all the way with this Rover. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, well, we'll park right here. It's fine. There's no reason to go to the tippy top with this Rover. Oh man, I instinctively tried to jetpack my way up there, but we're not gonna be able to do it. It's fine. There's ice over there, so we should be able to, and by ice I mean snow, but we should be able to gather some ice from that if we want to actually get our jetpack up and running. Let's jump on this thing and build a little ramp for myself, and we'll get our base started. Okay, starting with a survival kit. We'll toss our survival kit right there. Perfect. And we'll build this thing all the way up, I suppose. It really does take a second, but there we go. Survival kit, it's offline because we don't have any power. So what I'll do is run down here and grab some steel plates. We do have a lot of steel plates, surprisingly. Like this is a good amount of steel plates that we're starting with, probably because of all the blocks that we were able to destroy from our crashed ship. But let's get up here. I'll put a nice ramp on this side. Oh, I already had one. I thought it was on this side, but let's, yeah, let's get, I don't know, I guess we want to get our windmill going. And what we could do, I keep instinctively trying to use the jetpack. What we could do is go out this way, like this, and then we could like Minecraft block our way out over this, because I think it needs to be 8 blocks above the voxel. I don't know if this is gonna work very well. We could like sneak our way down here a little bit and do some building like this. Can we get one more? I really don't want to fall down the mountain. One more. Yep, there we go. And then put the thing over there. That should be quite a few blocks above the voxel. I think that might be the best that we're going to be able to do. So we can at least go up like a block. And you know what? Let's go with our newer windmill. We'll go with the windmill that is part of the DLC. Let's go number 6. Throw our windmill right there and build it up. It's going to give our base some nice power. Hopefully it gets a little more power than it did on the other base, because technically I think it's a little higher, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see, how are you doing? 287, so it is less. I guess it's not really that high, is it? We gotta be careful here. Yeah, dang, okay. Let's try to sneak our way. Let's try to get this a little bit higher. We're gonna bring this out just a little bit more. I built myself a little thing right here, and we'll see if we can build it on that one, and if that does a little bit better. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh man. Oh, that was scary. A couple more jumps and we would have gone all the way down. Okay, there we go. And let's see if we can get this a little bit higher to get it producing a little bit more power. Okay, as the sun goes down, let's see how this one does here compared to the last one. Yes, 408 kilowatts because it's a little bit higher up. Nice. All right, the sun really is going down. Let's get our assembler up and running. And then we will probably call it a day as the sun goes down on the first day. Let's see if I can grab all the stuff from my car. Oh, it's getting really dark. It's getting spookily dark, and we do have the Space Just Got Real mod. So it's gonna get real dark without any lights. And we actually don't have any lights here. So we can at least get our assembler up and running though. Okay, there we go. Assembler is up and running, and we should have enough power even to run both of these at the same time. 250 plus 200 is 450. And what were you doing? Were you doing 480 or? Oh, 408. So almost have enough power to run both at the same time. But yeah, looking good. All right, as the sun goes down, we're ending our first day, I think, in a pretty good spot. We've got a nice base location. We've got a survival kit on our base. We've got a basic assembler on this thing. We've got some power going, and we have a little rover that we were able to build down here. It unfortunately can't get up the mountain. No rovers allowed. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. I think we're doing pretty well. We have a little coffee section as well. Next episode, we'll work on getting a basic refinery up and running. We might make that rover work a little better. We might look around for some more ores. Maybe we'll even check out the distress beacon. Although, judging by the fact that there's a mountain range in between us and that might require a ship. We'll see. But anyway, what you guys think of the first episode of Space Engineers Survival 2025? It's finally here, and get ready because this series is going to be going the entire year. So let me know what you want to see in this series in the comments section below. Let me know what you thought of this episode as well in the comments section below. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Give it a dislike if you didn't. And if you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. If you want to become a patron or a YouTube member, there's a thing in the description you can check out. You'll get your name in the end credits. We'll have some other perks that we'll think of kind of toward the later half of this series. But anyway, with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival 2025.